22 companies across the country, across the world actually, that Dan owns, and 12, 13-ish based here in the Cleveland area. He's looking to promote industrial innovation. If it's through a new product line, if it's through reducing waste, it's just to try and innovate processes and get these to the market as quickly as possible. These businesses span multiple sectors of business. It starts off, let's say, with like automotive and goes all the way to green roofs. Somewhere in between, we also have a composites company. We work with plastics compounding, mold and dye design. We have a stamping company as well. So of these companies, I'm going to focus on 3 today. Fiberworks, Polyfill, and Metal Matrix Innovations. Tricia will kind of kick it off at the end here with our most sustainable product, which is Rooftop Green. Fiberworks is a company that uses polyethylene terephthalate, which is a plastic, like a water bottle that you carry around. These are normally recycled down into these small fibers that are, cut down. We use these fibers in our production of non-woven mats. These mats can be used in, we can see stuff as, in mattresses. We've used this in the automotive sector for thermal and acoustic barriers. And we've also had some success in the filter markets as well. This company is sustainable through recycling the edge trimmings that is produced in line. You can regrind that and directly place that right back into your production process, along with any scrap that's produced during the die cutting process. So when die cut, you can ship back or sell back your scrap materials. It can be reground and reprocessed. So that is not the most sustainable process, but it is a green avenue in a non-wovens industry. A second company I'd like to speak about today is Polyfill. They are also in the acoustic barriers and thermal barriers for cars in the automotive industry. They use a compound called Heavy-Lift, which is an EVA with other chemical additives in it to reduce the noise and vibration that is produced in the automotive. Similar to Fiberworks, where you have materials that are cut down or edge trimmed to size, this material can be placed right back into your extruder and reprocessed. Along with the scrap materials that are produced in die cutting operations or other processes, you can send back scrap material. It can be reground and repurposed. The last company I'd like to speak on today is Metal Matrix Innovations, and this is a composites company which is using metal matrix composites to kind of, I guess it's, remove disposable components from the vehicle. You have disposable units like your brake rotors, brake pads. We are looking to replace the rotors, drums, and other components of vehicles that are considered disposable, removing that from the waste stream to landfills and making these components outlive the lifetime of the vehicle. The Dan Teamwork Company as a whole is trying to promote that industrial innovation through sustainable methods. But most importantly, I think Rooftop Green can kind of take the cake for that one.
I wouldn't say it's the most important, but I would say it's the most very obviously green, being that it's called Rooftop Green. But it's a extensive green roof system supplier. So I don't know, like I said, if you have been to the airport, if you went to Cleveland Hopkins, we have a new installation there we just installed this spring. And our product is an extensive modular system that goes atop your roof. And there are many companies out there that do this process right now. It's a pretty popular thing, not in Cleveland specifically, but Germany, Chicago, covered in years. But what's different about our product is the tray system. It's made out of 100% post-consumer recycled bottles. So that company that you mentioned, Fiberworks, they recycle bottles, make them into a material that we send to our stamping facility, and stamp it into a green roofing tray. What Dan likes to call it is a glorified coffee filter. So what makes this process different is really that it's a recycled tray, of course, but also that it's softer. Every other green roofing company right now has a hard plastic tray. If it's an extensive system, then it's a hard plastic tray. And with our tray, because it's so soft, there isn't any point load on your roof. It doesn't require the 5 to 10 different membranes that normally have to go on top of your membrane in order for you to put a hard plastic tray there. So we call it the all-inclusive modular life system because it's really simple. It's just our tray made of recycled materials, our engineered media, and then sedum, which is your industry standard plant in a green roof. So there are a lot of things that make that sustainable. I think I just mentioned all of them, not just the tray, but really it has a lot of benefits to almost everyone. Energy conservation, noise reduction, stormwater quality improvement, stormwater management, air filtration, and on top of that, the benefit that nobody really seems to talk about because everyone wants to hear about the hard benefits and the money. It's really beautiful. So if you're walking through Hopkins, you don't want to stare at a green roof. I mean, a gray roof. You want to stare at a green roof. So there are a bunch of things that make that sustainable, not only our process, but the product in and of itself.